Yeah, I'm going to take a different angle in part two of this democratic outrage bill, actually. And the Minister and the Chair knows the story very well, and I'll relate it to clause 13 about the amendment of the terms of reference for commissioners at any time, which is a ministerial power. And I want to refer the Minister and others in the House to a different approach taken by Labor in 2002 about the Rotorua Lakes quality of water. And I suppose at that time, the Minister of the time, Marion Hobbs, could have done the same. It could have been the Rotorua Temporary Commissioners and Improved Water Management Bill, but she didn't. And we had then dysfunction between Regional Council, the equivalent to ECAN...
Hang on, who was the Minister for the Environment who crunched the money?
Well, hang on a minute, I'm getting to that. And the local body, and also all the NGOs' concerns around the waters of Lake Rotorua and our 14 lakes in Rotorua that were degrading. But what we did when we came down to the Minister, and actually it was a delegation to the Minister of the Chair of the Regional Council, of the Mayor of Rotorua District, Graham Hall at the time, and iwi, Anaru Rangihuia, who came down to see Marion Hobbs. And she said, get your act together, get a water plan, and then come back to central government. And if I don't see improvements, then I will act. And I agree with the Minister. The Minister has the powers at any time in government to bring in legislation, but this is a democratic outrage, this legislation. And thank goodness Labor didn't go that way. So what have we done now? We set up terms of reference. The Minister set up terms of reference for how a steering group would proceed to the clean-up of the Rotorua Lakes. And we knew then it was a 20-year journey. It's not a quick fix. This Commission won't be able to fix up the Canterbury waters overnight. I think it's appalling that the councillors aren't going to be democratically elected at this election and have to wait till 2013. It's an insult, actually, for democratically elected councillors. But what we did then was set up a Rotorua Lakes Water Quality Group. It was chaired by the Mayor. It wasn't easy, but he took leadership at that time and worked with the three legs of the stool, the Regional Council and iwi through the Rotorua Lakes Trust, and they all sat at the table. And at that time we fixed up the ownership of the Rotorua Lakes. There are issues that keep cropping up that give us concern around our lakes' water quality, and in fact I've actually suggested to the Mayor get Nick Smith in to fix it. But now I would say don't do that. He might say this isn't being fixed up fast enough, we're going to appoint commissioners, we're going to go trigger happy here over democracy, and instead of working through the issue on a long-term sustainable water improvement quality plan, we're just going to change all those democratically elected representatives, put in commissioners, and think that they're going to fix it. And the terms of reference aren't even public knowledge. I think that in clause 13 is an absolute outrage, actually. They will be published. Terms of reference should be worked by all those contributing members that are going to fix the problem over time. So we've got our Lakes Water Quality Group in Rotorua that represents the elected representatives who do have the expertise in certain matters, as is stipulated in clause 14. They understand about organisational change. They were told they wouldn't get the $70 million to fix up the Rotorua Lakes waters, and I've heard the Minister in the chair state that Labor did zip about water quality improvement in this country. I don't accept that. We worked for 7 years to get $70 million to come in to fix up our lakes. But actually, the Minister at any time could say that money from the Crown will stop if that water quality group doesn't achieve an outcome of improved water quality. And I think that's a very powerful tool. And I say to them now, get the Minister in. If they're arguing about the lake levels, arguing about the weir, about resource consent processes, get the Minister in. He's got the powers to do something about the allocation of funding, and he will. But this bill, Mr Speaker, is an outrage, and it's not the way to fix up water.
Chairman,
I call to Europe level.
Chairman.